What is up, everybody? Coach Al here. I'm gonna make a quick video. I'm gonna try to make it as quick as possible video. Before I start my video though, I'm gonna say something. I know this is my second video right now, but I'm gonna say this. Anything that I say in any of my videos, always take it with a grain of salt, okay? I try to generalize the subject as much as possible, so if it doesn't fit you and your lifestyle, that's fine, it's okay. But I'm just giving out information based on my knowledge, based on what I do, type of clients that I deal with, and kind of just because my main goal here is not just to give you information, it's just to help you, okay? I'm not gonna lecture you here. I'm not gonna give you scientific terms, but I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna try my best to help you, and hopefully my advices help you. I will never take sides as in what's good and what's bad, because what's bad might be good for you and what's good might be bad for you, okay? So just kind of like understand that, and I think I'm saving myself from that. And if I make that mistake, please comment below. Alright, so in today's video I'm going to make a little bit, this is more designed for the people that are unaware of what their nutrition intake is, or how their diet is, and or they just don't care, but now they're in that either, oh, my friends are doing it and I want to try a diet out, or it's a trend or something that just, you know, or I feel like I'm going to the gym too much and I don't see no results. Is it how I go to the gym? It might be a little bit of it, but it might be mostly on your diet, mostly on what you do outside the gym. So I'm gonna give you a few tips here of what you should be able to do or understand in order for you to kind of like help you develop that skill where you can understand this, and hopefully saving you some type of money here before you jump into the wagon. Okay, so here's the thing: before you start doing anything like that, before you even go to Google and search diet, don't do it. Okay, stay away from diets, stay away from all those trendy ways of lose weight, 10 pounds in one day, whatever it is. And the reason I'm telling you that right now is because it is saturated with so much information that if you don't have the proper knowledge for it, you will probably take the wrong advice, or you probably take the wrong diet, and then you might end up hating it. And sometimes when that happens, it might happen once, it might happen twice, but after 3 times, a lot of people, most people, they just give up and they just don't want to do it, period. They're like, I'm done with it, I don't want to do it anymore, I really don't care, right? So I'm trying to avoid that with you. So when it comes down to this, this is what I want. So stepping away from your diet, from the diet itself, and I want you to kind of like understand this. I'm going to try to help you develop your own skill in this. Sit down, take a notebook out, and write what you eat. And if you had a coach before, I'm sure he probably told you this the same thing. Now, the reason that happens is because then you're fully aware, or you're a little bit more aware. You're forced to be a little bit aware of what you're eating every day. A lot of people do it for like a week. I think the most advice is a week, based on the knowledge that I have and the research that I make. But I probably will go a little further than that. I would probably say maybe a month. And the reason I say that is because in a month, a lot of things can happen just more than that week, right? That week that you wrote your diary might be the perfect week, and you had an awesome week, and etc., etc. What happens with the weeks where you're stressed out, you go out partying, you have events going on, what do you eat on those days, what do you not eat on those days, right? So those are the things that you kind of like want to be aware of it, okay? And I think that's the critical first step that you want to do, kind of understanding what you're trying to have as in food-wise, or what do you eat every day, okay? Step number 2 will be more understanding, and I would say probably reading or researching calories, what are protein, what are carbohydrates. Inform yourself with knowledge about simplicity. What are the calories, what are fats, how many calories are fat, how many calories protein, because at the end of the day, no matter what type of diet you try, the three main things are going to appear. Four things actually: protein, carbs, and fats would accumulate to caloric intake for the entire day. So that's what you need to have. So every diet will have that. That's kind of like their steps to do that. Whatever else they give you, that's kind of like their trend, right? So you want to make sure that you understand that. You want to make sure that you understand those three type of things. What are they? How many calories you have, and apply that knowledge into the diary that you have filled or you have. And then you can understand the pattern of like what type of foods do you eat, how many times a day you eat that type of food, right? How many calories is that food, and then you can understand a little bit better and increasing your knowledge with that. And now knowing that, then you can take the following step of just kind of like understanding how many calories a day you have. And at the end of the day, no matter how you see it, calories are king, as in knowing how many calories you need in order to maintain, to gain, or to lose. Okay, now this is just for your own knowledge. If you have a coach, if you have an online coach, they should be able to do this for you. That's their job. That's our job to do that, to help you to make simple things as much as possible. But let's say you're lacking in money and you just don't want to do that, and you want to just kind of like do it for yourself. That's the way to do it, knowing that proper knowledge. Right after all understanding those two things, then you can jump into step 3. Step 3 is type of tools that you can you can use, and I put here proper tools, as in like scale, measuring cups, and apps. Now the scaling is a little bit more specific for if you really are dedicated on your diet and you really have a certain type of goal. Scale is the way to go, and you can understand it. A lot of people don't have the time to do that, so sometimes I'll jump into measuring cups. When you're cooking, use your measuring cups. You know that a cup is this, a cup is that, so you half a cup, a quarter of a cup. So when you're having certain type of servings, you can understand that. Like when you look at the serving count of each item that you have, then you can understand. Now you know the knowledge about protein, carbohydrates, and fats. So now you know that 1/4 of a cup is one serving of that. Then you can use that serving to use it for your food, right? And make things a little bit easier for you. As in apps, man, there's so many apps out there. You have MyFitnessPal. I personally use Mike Vacanti's app, but that's just because I like it, because I'm in full control. I'm usually manually just put in all the 3 things and it's very, very simple once you know. But right now the bigger house is like MyFitnessPal. You can use that just when you research on food though. I've noticed one thing, that when I research certain type of foods, there's so many of it, and then sometimes you might click on the wrong one, and when you click on that serving, it might be too much. I don't know how that works, so I would probably be a little bit more aware on that. Be careful with that too. I did that because let's say for example, I ate half a rotisserie chicken on Sunday, and I really just forgot what the caloric amount was, and MyFitnessPal came out with it when I googled it, and it was absurd on like the amount of calories that it had. It was like too many, like 2,000 something, and I was like, wait, what? So that's because I knew, but someone that doesn't know might apply that and be like, wait, what? Like that's too much or whatever. So just be careful. Really, there's certain books out there too that you can research on it, so just take it with a grain of salt when it comes down to that. But understanding that apps is kind of like the last resource. I would not advise you to do that yet, unless once you go into having that. Once you have all those 3 steps, and you kind of like are fully aware of like the steps that you need to do, how many times, like what type of calories you have to eat, how can you measure your food, then the final step will be kind of like how to implement that into your lifestyle. And sometimes a lot of people are like, well, I eat 7 times a day, I eat 17 times a day. Which one is better, 7 times or 17 times? it all fits on your lifestyle. If you can eat once a day and you have, I mean, I don't know, there's many out there that can probably argue with me about this, but at the end of the day, the amount of calories that you can have, there's some people that will eat it once a day. It really depends on you. Do you have a job? Do you have a job that you barely eat? Maybe you go around it. You find times that you can eat those meals and spread it that way. If and then it all really kind of like plays around where, what time, how many times you can eat, and based on that you can implement and kind of like fix that tower with like the missing pieces of like how many times a day you can eat, and that will facilitate your lifestyle. It will take time. I would say probably, maybe 6 months. By 6 months, you kind of like are fully aware. You kind of like getting into that rhythm. You're changing that habit. You're understanding. You're fully more aware. You kind of like see servings and you kind of understand how many servings it is, how many calories it is, because you're repeating on that constantly. But if you stop doing it after 3 months, then most likely then you're gonna forget about it. And and if you do, I think you have to kind of reset that. Now, once you followed all these 4 steps, and let's say you've gotten results or you didn't get results, knowing all that knowledge, now you can probably search diets and maybe find diet that can fit you and be like, oh, this is easy, because they facilitate in that way. But you need to have this type of knowledge first in order for you to be like, maybe this diet's a lot better. It's financially is better for you, because then now you know exactly which diet is going to be for you, because you know it's for you, because you follow all these steps. You know yourself more than anyone else. And not only that, you're not playing around with 13 type of diets and like, oh, let me try this one. Oh no, wait, this one, or which one should I try? So that's what I'm trying to facilitate this with you guys, and hopefully this can help you. And that's about it. Okay, I think that's gonna those are the steps that I feel like I kind of tell this to my clients also too, so you guys are not the only ones, and this is how I perceive myself into it. I don't try any diets. I don't do any diets. I try to do that on my own, because this is what I do every day, so I'm constantly fully aware of what I'm eating, what I should eat, and I go to the doctor every year to know my cholesterol levels and everything, so I know. But that's what I do, right? So what I do might not work for you, but this 4 steps should work for you. And if it doesn't, message me, let me know. If I miss something out, comment below, send me feedback. You can email me, follow me on Instagram. I usually don't do more stories on Instagram, but I'm going to be posting more content on it. I'm very excited about that. And videos, I'm going to be definitely posting on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Those are my video schedules. Time, I'm all over the place, but I know it's going to be before like 6 p.m. I'm guessing, I think. Don't quote me on that one, but it's definitely going to be on Thursdays and definitely going to be on Tuesdays, guys. All right, looking forward. Click on that like button and let me know how it goes. And like I said, if you need more help, just ask, and I will try my very, very, very best to help you. Okay? Now go and change and be unique. Coach out.